Hi, everybody. I'm Adam Abbott. Welcome to my channel about metaphysical stuff, mystical things, healing, uh, experiences, and lessons in life. Anything you'd like to share that you think could help people, you're quite welcome to put it in the chat and raise a topic you'd like to talk about, and I'll discuss it from my perspective. And just understand that everything that I do here is from my perspective, and it does not have to be the same as your perspective. I honor yours, and I respect where you're coming from, and I can understand by listening to what you say. I won't contradict you. If you do ask for an opinion, I'll give it to you, and know that my opinions change daily. So with that being said, I'd like to talk about something physical that happened to me, a really high fever. I was very ill with many different things in New York City, and I did something that the Egyptians used to do called hyper-thermia, where you make yourself really hot and induce a fever. The Native Americans did it too with sweat lodges, and this is to kill off things in the body that will die at high temperatures, without killing yourself off, of course, because if you maintain a high temperature long enough, it will start to destroy brain cells as well. And you can die from that. Well, I accidentally fell asleep in front of the heater. First, I took a hot whirlpool bath, I had a whirlpool tub in my apartment in Manhattan and a steam bath shower. So both of those things could get you nice and hot and toasty. And then I fell asleep in front of a really large space heater. When I woke up, I had 105 temperature, so I'd achieved the goal of getting hot so I could burn off whatever infection or thing I wanted to kill inside of me. But then it wouldn't go down. It was stuck there. And I tried taking a cooler shower and all of that. The temperature wouldn't go down. And so I immediately called one of my psychic healer friends, because I refused to take over-the-counter medicines. I refused to toxify my body more. When you're under severe medical situations and treatment, you're already getting a lot of toxins from the way that Western medicine treats things, and also from the die-off of cells that are occurring in your body as a response to the treatment. So you're having good reactions that cause toxicity, and you're having some bad ones that cause toxicity, like the harshness of some of the drugs on your liver. So you have to be careful of the level of toxicity in your blood, because that can really kill you off fast. So I did a number of things to get rid of that, and one of them was the green water, which I did a video on. I can put the recipe for it in the comment section if anybody wants to see how to do that. But that's something that really should be done daily when you're on any kind of life and death medical situation. And I'm not dispensing medical advice. I'm dispensing good old natural home health care advice, what somebody would do in their kitchen to make themselves healthier. I don't discount Western medicine and the effectiveness that they have in certain areas, but if you don't support Western medicine with your own work, then you're basically giving responsibility for your health to somebody else. You're not taking responsibility. So take back responsibility for your health by being proactive to support whatever it is that's going on, giving your body the support it needs. It means circulation. It's got to be exercised. I don't care how much pain you're in. You'll feel better afterwards. There's going to be more pain while you're exercising, but afterwards you're going to feel much better, because it's going to help all the organs cleanse. It's going to move them around on their shelves. You've got to do different body positions. So I recommend yoga, done at your level and capabilities, not beyond it, but for a whole hour, okay, an hour and a half. That's one of the main things that saved my life, was keep exercising, because it circulates the body. It helps the body clear toxins. It helps your digestive system move so things don't get stuck and backed up in there. If the digestive system's not moving, you're going to get toxic and you're going to die. I've seen it over and over again. And I'm sorry to say those words, but that's what happens. And it's very hard for me to say it and to see it, that people needlessly do this shit over and over again, but they do. They're like, oh, something as simple as moving your body so that it will move, so that it will circulate, so the toxins can get the heck out of there. And most people refuse to do it with excuses like, I'm in too much pain. Well, sorry. Before I ever called 911 to be taken to the hospital, and I qualified many, many times, I would do an hour and a half of Bikram yoga from a video. A Raquel Welch video, by the way, because she was the best at it. And I knew and saw her almost daily in New York City when her yoga friends would come and do yoga in my building that I rented out. They made it very hot in there. You don't have to do the hot yoga. You can do it at normal temperature, but you need to do some movement. Okay, the second one is the green water, stimulating the digestive system. On an empty stomach, it helps bring out the toxins from the blood, helping out the liver, giving the liver a little break, and getting that stuff into your digestive system for elimination. But if I'm stuck in a fever and I have an emergency situation, my psychic healer lady, the one that I had so many, and I listened to all of them and then evaluated what felt right for me. And if I couldn't decide on my own, I would do a pendulum test over the question, yes or no question. And whichever way the pendulum swung, that would be the way I would go with it if I couldn't just psychically tell on my own which way was the way to go. Or another way is to ask a question before you go to sleep. Yes or no question, write it down. The minute you wake up, you look at the question again. The first answer that comes to you should be the right one. So I guess some people will just toss a coin. She said, get as much celery as you can and juice it. This was she said that will be the remedy for breaking the fever. Just keep drinking celery juice until the fever breaks. Well, it made sense to me because celery is very light, it's in the way it grows, and antiseptic and cleansing and cool. You always think of celery as something kind of cool. So I ran next door. Luckily I had a store right next door to my building, and I bought all their celery, and I have a champion juicer. So I extracted all the juice out of it that way. It does take a pretty powerful juicer to juice things like carrots and celery. Got it juiced and started drinking it. Of course, you don't overdose on anything. You can overdose on water. So you don't drink that much that you would overdose on too much liquid. You drink as much as you can in one sitting, like a glass or two, and then wait and just keep sipping on it all the time and meditate. Maybe a little bit of yoga stretching while you're sitting there waiting for the fever to break. I wouldn't do any kind of whole exercise regimen while I'm having a fever, but I would do a little bit of movement and stretching, taking the temperature, watching. It took a few hours, but and the celery juice was just like permeating my whole body. That's all I was eating. And it broke. Fever finally broke and went down. And I was very, very grateful for that cure. I did not have to run to the hospital or take something that's going to make my liver more toxic. Because I had actually wanted the fever. kill off the infectious agents in my body. Now, some people get fevers for other reasons, and those are very serious reasons. So it depends on the reason why the fever is there. If the fever is there because of some kind of inflammation, the main thing to work on is reducing the inflammation in the body. And that could be caused by some kind of situation where something is actually, you know, inflamed, tissue is inflamed from some kind of treatment or another. I've had cancer radiation, and that can cause it. The radiation can cause that to happen. So that's not an infection that needs to be killed with a fever. You've got inflammation. So in that case, it's not a good thing at all to have a fever if it's increasing the inflammation that's going on in the body. So we need to work on getting that fever down and getting the inflammation part cured. So that would be where I would focus on looking for things that would stop that. I really think the celery juice would still help with that kind of fever, but and that kind of inflammation. But the person that is having this happen to them is the one that has to really listen to the voice inside of them and be open to guidance from other vehicles that the creator sends to you, from people, from something on TV, on the computer, something that pops up on your phone. Just be open to what that is. Send the question out. What should I do about this? What should I do about this? And then, be open to the answers coming to you. And the last thing you need, though, is anybody telling you, you must do my way. This is what you must do. Unless it's somebody you really trust and that's really spot on all the time with all their advice, and that they're connected to you somehow, to source and to you at the same time. And the creator has sent them on purpose to be very demanding to you about something. So sometimes you have to be open to dogmatic type personalities as well, to say, this is going to work. I think because sometimes they want to spark a belief in you that it will work. Because if you believe in it, the chances of it working, as we've seen in all kinds of testing in test subjects, is at least 50% more effective when you believe that it's going to work. Maybe more than 50% more effective. I just made that number up. Anyway, the placebo effect is quite dominant in that. I don't tell a lot of people that, because a lot of people have to believe in certain things that they're doing. They believe in the things that they're doing that will help them and cure them. And that level, physical level, body responds to those things if they're healthy things to do. But if you tell somebody like that the only reason it works is because they believe in it, that kind of takes away their ability to use those things anymore. Because now they're like, oh, the only reason this is working is because I believe it. Well, why don't I just believe I'm healed without using any of that stuff? It's a two-edged sword. It's a little bit of an oxymoron. So you don't want to shatter people's beliefs in what they are doing. And if they believe that what they are doing is the best and only thing that they can do, then just let them have it and bless them and say, yes, that's great. You're doing everything you can do. It's fabulous. They know within them or not whether they're doing everything they can do. They know if they even have the desire to do everything they can do. Because if you're doing everything you can do, there's everything on the table. You've got color therapy, aromatherapy, light therapy, heat therapy, cold therapy, hypothermia, hyper-thermia, acupuncture, acupressure, chiropractic, chelation therapy, herbal therapy, Chinese herbology. It just goes on and on. Oxygen therapy, colon therapy, which I really recommend. Everybody needs it, especially if you've ever had a weight problem or a constipation or not irregularity problem. If you're going through toxicity, the colonic will clean you out really fast. Water is one of the number one healing things that you can do. There's a certain healing vegetables that you can do. Parsley is one of them. Look up the healing vegetables. Eat them. Alter the diet. Don't give your body anything more to have to work on by eating crap. Okay, I mean, everything is kind of purely set up. Crap in, crap out. You want to feel good, eat good things. You want to feel shitty, eat crap. And regardless of what you want, what you're doing does have a result. So just know that and understand that by your choices, you're telling the world whether or not you want to live, whether you have the desire to stay here. And I understand quite without judgment if a person does not have the desire to stay here to do everything that they can do in their power to heal. They may have a knowing that this is their time to move on, and all of that needs to be respected. Nobody has a right to tell somebody that they must stay here, that they have to do something, regardless of how much it hurts to have them move on to their next mission or their next shell, move into another body. Whatever their next mission involves. I don't know. Most of the time, they don't know either. They might have a knowing, some kind of inkling. They might have some kind of foresight about that, since everything is happening right now in the universal consciousness, and there is no past, present, or future. It's all right now, happening at once. And don't forget that, and let's try to get through this together with love and understanding and acceptance and effort, though. We cannot leave personal effort out of this equation. Are you trying hard enough? Am I trying hard enough? Am I doing the extra effort that is required on this physical realm where we're at? We're in a 3D materialistic, really slowing down of the vibration, fracturing of light, so that we have particles and matter and all that. We're in this world right now, and it requires work. It requires effort. If you're lazy, well, better luck next time. If you have the drive to put forth the effort, just go for it. It's just a small segment of experience in a very vast and infinite life that we have beyond this little shell experience with the 5 or 6 senses that it has. So go for it. Put your all into it. You'd be vastly rewarded on your next level of awareness, and you'll be grateful that you did. And to all the lives that you have touched and all the blessings that you've done to everybody, we thank you and we love you, and we see you as a whole, infinite creator that you are. Love you, everybody. Don't forget to put your comments in the chat, give me a thumbs up, and click the bell for notifications of future videos. Make sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. Bye.